Back now on Forsyth County Connections. Earlier, our executive producer, Ed McNeil, Jeff Fabrizio, went out and spent some time with a foster parent. Let's watch.
We visited Chandera Creamer just after lunch when her two fostered turned adopted children were in nap time. A great time for her to take a break and share her story.
We had trouble getting pregnant, and I did have a miscarriage, and then didn't really want to go through that again, and weren't really sure what was going on. So we said, well, we could take another route.
Fostering and adopting children was not a new concept in her or her husband's families.
My husband, his father and stepmom fostered children. They ended up adopting them also. I think they had like at least 5, 6. So he was used to seeing that in and out. And then when they stayed, of course, they are siblings, of course. And so they're still brothers, sisters, you know. And then my father and stepmom adopted my little brother. They brought him home from the NIC unit, and he ended up having cerebral palsy. So we've just been around it.
Their first, now in her 20s, was a child she met while working in a daycare center where their mother needed some help.
Our first daughter was not foster or adopt. She was her mom was she was coming to the daycare that I was at, and I saw that mom needed help. So I started doing hair at work when I wasn't supposed to be. And then it just kind of went from there, and it was just like, well, what about babysitting? Can you keep her some while I'm working? And things just kind of went from there, and she hit a rough spell, and she just stayed with us, with me. Okay. I was a single parent then.
They raised her, and now she has a family of her own. Here, you see her with her husband and their daughters.
For me, let's say for us, it was something that we felt we wanted to do, something we felt we needed to do. There are so many children who need families and need safe, loving families. And so we wanted to be able to provide that. We hear different stories, of things that don't turn out so great. And so just to be able to open our home to them was great. We even have did respite care some, and it always makes us wonder what happened to those children that didn't get to stay.
The respite care she spoke of is an option in fostering. It's described as supporting other foster parents by keeping their fosters for a short period of time. Deciding she and her husband wanted to become foster parents set them on a course of learning, a series of classes required for licensure.
The classes were pretty not hard. They made it so that everybody's schedule, was taken into consideration. And then we could, the MAP classes were good. They taught us a lot about what to expect. Things that you might not think about, because I think sometimes you think about it one way. Oh, these are children that need help, and you may think it's going to be easy, but they show you scenarios these children have been through, things that they've been had experience with, or been subject to, and so it's an eye opener. But you learn a lot. We met a lot of different couples. Single parents that wanted to foster or to adopt. They were relatives that wanted to adopt other relatives. And so you get to share a lot. You learn a lot from the people and become like a supportive community.
Over time, she says learning is not just from the provided classes. She discussed learning from supporting her children through each of their individual triumphs and trials.
And so we've had to learn, how to navigate all of this. But as long as you're open-minded, and be ready to whatever comes, just be ready to roll with the punches, and they teach you a lot. The children teach you a lot, and I love that. My kids teach us all the time.
More families or individuals are needed to foster the children from Forsyth County who find themselves in need. Social services staff say the need can be as high as more than 200 children needing placement. You can learn more about fostering in Forsyth County at fosteringforsythnc.com or by calling Tori Smith at 336-703-2445. I'm Ed McNeil for Forsyth County Connections.
Our thanks to Ed and Jeff, and especially all you foster parents out there.